Good day, class. Welcome to another edition of School of University Secondary School online chemistry class. Here is the assignment to the last lecture, and here are the solutions to the assignment. Now, in the last lecture, we were discussing chlorine, the second member of the halogen family, and we ended the lecture by discussing the chemical properties of chlorine. And this was the last chemical property of chlorine we discussed, the bleaching action of chlorine. And we discussed how the bleaching powder is being produced, and also made mention that the bleaching action of chlorine is done by oxidation. Now in today's class, we are going to continue with the chemical properties of chlorine. After that, we're going to discuss how chlorine is being tested for in the laboratory. And after that, we're going to discuss some uses of chlorine in the lab and also industrially. Now, due to chlorine's great affinity for hydrogen, we're going to discuss some reactions of chlorine, showing how chlorine removes hydrogen from compounds containing hydrogen. And the first of which we are going to discuss is the reaction of chlorine with hydrocarbon. Chlorine reacts with hydrocarbon to give a black deposit of carbon and fumes of hydrogen chloride gas. Now, this is an example of a reaction showing it reaction of chlorine with turpentine to give a black deposit of carbon and forming fumes of hydrogen chloride gas. This is the equation showing the reaction, and here is the chemical formula for turpentine. As you can see, this turpentine is reacting with the chlorine gas in excess, forming the black deposit of carbon and the hydrogen chloride gas. Now, please take note that this reaction, if it's under a controlled condition, the chlorine can react with the hydrocarbon to form a chlorinated hydrocarbon, as we have in this reaction, chlorine reacting with methane. Now you can see that the chlorine here is not in excess, unlike the chlorine reacting with the turpentine in this reaction. And this we have a product from the chloromethane, which is a chlorinated hydrocarbon. Now please take note that the reaction of chlorine with hydrocarbon is faster in the presence of sunlight. Now the second chemical property of chlorine we are going to be discussing today is the reaction with ammonia. Now chlorine removes hydrogen from ammonia to form nitrogen gas and hydrogen chloride gas. Now this is the equation showing the reaction, chlorine reacting with ammonia to give you the nitrogen gas, as you can see here, plus the hydrogen chloride gas. Now please take note that if the ammonia is in excess, the hydrogen chloride gas formed from this reaction will react with the ammonia to form the ammonium chloride. Now please take note that I said that if it is in excess, if the ammonia is in excess. Now this is the hydrogen chloride gas from this reaction reacting with the excess ammonia, forming the ammonium chloride. Now the third reaction we are going to be discussing today is the reaction of chlorine with hydrogen sulfide. When chlorine is mixed with hydrogen sulfide, a yellow deposit of sulfur is formed as a result of the oxidation of hydrogen sulfide by the chlorine. As you can see, the chlorine reacting with hydrogen sulfide, removing all the hydrogen atoms from the hydrogen sulfide and leaving you with a yellow deposit of sulfur, and also forming hydrogen chloride gas in the process. Now to the next reaction with water. Chlorine dissolves in water to form chlorine water. I'm sure you would have seen this chlorine water before in the last lecture that we discussed the bleaching action of chlorine, because this is the chemical formula for the chlorine water, HOCl, which is also the same thing as the hypochlorous acid that we discussed in the previous lecture in the bleaching action of chlorine. Now this chlorine reacting with water to give you hydrogen gas and forming hypochlorous acid. Now if the hypochlorous acid, which is the chlorine water, if it is exposed to sunlight, it will decompose slowly to liberate oxygen gas and also forming hydrochloric acid in the process. Now this is the chlorine water decomposing to form the hydrochloric acid and the oxygen gas. Now let me show you a diagram showing the reaction. Now this is a diagram showing the reaction. Now this is the chlorine water exposed to sunlight. As you can see, it is decomposing to release some molecules of oxygen gas. This phase is just part of the chlorine water that have decomposed containing the oxygen gas. And after the whole decomposition reaction, this place will only be filled with hydrochloric acid. Please let's take note of that. Now to the next chemical properties of chlorine, reaction with metals. Metal reacts readily with chlorine, especially when heated, to form the corresponding chloride. For example, sodium reacts with chlorine to form the sodium chloride. Now this is a diagram showing the reaction. You can see that the sodium is heated in the presence of the chlorine gas, forming the sodium chloride. Now please take note that when a metal forms more than one chloride, in the case of transition metals, for example, we have iron, we have copper, and we also have manganese. We also have many other examples. The higher chloride is usually formed when they react with chlorine. Now this ion reacting with chlorine to form iron 3 chloride instead of forming iron 2 chloride because of the oxidizing property of chlorine. Chlorine easily oxidizes metal to form the higher chloride. As you can see here, ion is forming iron 3 when reacting with chlorine gas. Now so the next chemical property of chlorine, which is reaction with non-metals. Now with the exception of noble gases, oxygen, nitrogen and carbon, chlorine reacts with all other non-metals directly to produce their chloride. Now this is an example of a reaction showing this. This is phosphorus reacting with chlorine gas to form PCl3 and PCl5, which are chlorides of phosphorus. Now to the next chemical property of chlorine, which is reaction with alkali. Now when alkali reacts with chlorine, the product form is determined by two major factors, which is the temperature of the alkali and also the concentration of the alkali. Now chlorine reacts with dilute alkaline solution, a cold dilute alkaline solution of alkali to form the isochlorate 1 and the chloride of the metal. Now this is sodium chloride, a cold dilute sodium chloride reacting with chlorine gas to form the isochlorate 1 and sodium chloride. This is the chloride of sodium. And we also see that water molecule is also formed in the process. Now please let's also know that this is the same way bleaching powder is also produced. If you check the previous slide of the last lecture, you can see that the bleaching powder is formed through the same process. Now when chlorine reacts with hot concentrated solution of an alkali, it forms triisochlorate 5 and the chloride of the metal. Now this hot concentrated solution of potassium hydroxide reacting with chlorine gas to form the triisochlorate 5 and the chloride of potassium. And we can see that some water molecules are also produced here. Now the product that is common to both reaction is the formation of the chloride and the formation of water molecule. Now to the next chemical property of chlorine, which is chlorine as an oxidizing agent. Now chlorine is a powerful oxidizing agent because of its ability to remove hydrogen and its readiness to accept electrons from reducing agents to form chloride ions. Now this is an example of a reaction showing what we just talked about. Reaction of iron 2 salts with chlorine gas. Now this is iron 2 chloride reacting with chlorine gas to form iron 3 chloride. Now this is the ionic form of the equation. You can see that this is iron 2 chloride Fe2 plus reacting with chlorine gas to form Fe3 plus. Now from here we can conclude that the chlorine gas has removed one electron from this Fe2 plus, making the ion to form Fe3 plus, and the chlorine, since it has accepted one electron from the ion, it is carrying that electron. Now because we have two moles of chlorine ion here, because of we have 1 mole of chlorine molecule here. Please let's take note of that also, because one mole of chlorine molecule contains 2 atoms of chlorine. Let's take note of that. Now this is another example of chlorine behaving as an oxidizing agent. Reaction with triisosulfate 4 ion. Now when chlorine is passed through a solution of triisosulfate 4 acid, which is H2SO3, chlorine oxidizes the acid to form the tetraisosulfate 6 acid. Now this is the triisosulfate 4 acid reacting with chlorine to form the tetraisosulfate 6 acid and also hydrochloric acid in the process. And this is the ionic equation showing the reaction. You can see SO3 2 minus from this H2SO3 plus H2O and the chlorine gas. This is the product H2SO4 giving you SO4 2 minus and the hydrogen ion from the hydrochloric acid and the chlorine and the chloride ion from this hydrochloric acid. Let's take note of that also. Now to the last chemical property of chlorine, the displacement reaction of chlorine. Chlorine displaces all other halogens from their compound except from fluorine to liberate the halogen and also forming a chloride. Now this is an example of a reaction of chlorine reacting with potassium bromide to form potassium chloride and releasing bromine gas. That means the chlorine gas has displaced the bromide ion here to liberate the bromine gas and also forming the chloride. And this is also an example of a reaction, chlorine reacting with potassium iodide to form potassium chloride and the iodine gas. The iodine here has been displaced by the chlorine, forming the iodine gas and the potassium chloride. Now we've come to the end of the chemical properties of chlorine. Now let's discuss how chlorine can be tested for in the lab. Now you know you can identify chlorine by its color in the laboratory, but also we can also identify chlorine by any of these two tests: the damp litmus paper test and also the starch iodide paper test. Now for the damp litmus paper test, when you drop a piece of a damp blue litmus paper into a gas containing chlorine gas. Now if the gas into a jar containing chlorine gas, the litmus paper will turn pink at first and then become bleached. Please let's take note of that. If the gas is chlorine, the blue litmus paper will turn pink at first and then become bleached. But when we are using starch iodide paper test, if the gas is chlorine, the paper will turn blue. And you can use any of these two paper tests to test for chlorine in the laboratory. Now to the uses of chlorine. Now chlorine can be used to make bleaching powder. It is also used for purifying drinking water, and it's also used for the manufacturing of hydrochloric acid, and it's also used for the production of insecticide for the destruction of bacteria, pests, and weed killer, and it's also used in weed killer production. These are just few uses of chlorine. We also have other uses of chlorine in the lab and also industrially. Now, these are some assignments I have for you guys today, and I want you guys to submit the assignment to the given email given to you guys to be submitting your assignment. Thanks for watching this edition of Scholars University Secondary School online chemistry class.